where earlier in a historic visit to that country, India's Prime Minister Mr. Modi held a meeting with the Sultan of Brunei, Haji Hassan Al Bolkiah, on Wednesday and discussed ways to further cement the bilateral ties during the wide-ranging talks. The Sultan Haji Hassan Al Bolkiah and his close family members warmly welcomed the Prime Minister at the Istana Nurul Iman. The Istana Nurul Iman is the official residence of the Sultan. Right, so these are the visuals from earlier in the day when the Prime Minister reached the official residence of the Sultan of Brunei for delegation level talks, towards the end of which both sides signed a number of agreements, including in the fields of trade and investment, people-to-people linkages as well. The two leaders welcomed the elevation of the bilateral ties to an enhanced partnership as well. The Prime Minister invited Brunei's Sultan to pay a visit to India. Now, the historic visit of the Prime Minister will further boost action on India's Act East policy and its vision of the Indo-Pacific.
भारत की एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी और इंडो पैसिफिक विजन में ब्रुनेई का महत्वपूर्ण साझेदार होना ये हमारे लिए उज्जवल भविष्य की गारंटी है। हम एक दूसरे की भावनाओं का सम्मान करते हैं। मुझे विश्वास है कि मेरी इस यात्रा से और हमारी चर्चाओं से आने वाले समय के लिए हमारे संबंधों को स्ट्रेटेजिक दिशा मिलेगी।
India and Brunei signed and exchanged memoranda of understanding on cooperation in the operation of telemetry, tracking and telecommand station for satellite and launch vehicles. A joint statement was adopted after the talks.
So they discussed emerging areas of bilateral cooperation such as fintech, the digital technology, digital payment systems, as well as renewable energy. Space has traditionally been an important area of bilateral cooperation. India's telemetry tracking and command station is located in Brunei, and both sides signed an MOU to take this relationship further forward.
After the bilateral talks, where discussions on a wide range of issues were held, the Sultan hosted an official lunch in honor of the Prime Minister, served with the tune of Vaishnav Janate Tene Kahiye and Bumro Bumro. So these are the visuals from earlier in the day, as I said before, of the banquet hosted by the Sultan of Brunei in honor of India's Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. Now, motichur laddus and saffron peras were on the royal menu in honor of Prime Minister Modi at the Royal Palace, that's the Istana Nurul Iman, at the official luncheon. Prime Minister Modi thanked the entire royal family for the warm welcome and hospitality and lauded their deep historical and cultural ties between the two countries.
हम अपने राजनीतिक संबंधों की 40वीं सालगिरह मना रहे हैं। इस अवसर पर हमने निर्णय लिया है कि अपने संबंधों को एनहांस पार्टनरशिप का दर्जा देंगे। हमारी साझेदारी को स्ट्रेटेजिक दिशा देने के लिए हमने सभी पहलुओं पर व्यापक चर्चा की। हम आर्थिक, वैज्ञानिक और रणनीतिक क्षेत्रों में अपने सहयोग को मजबूत करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है।
In a joint statement released by both India and Brunei Darussalam, both countries reaffirmed their commitment to further strengthen, deepen and enhance their partnership in all areas of mutual interest. Both leaders held discussions for enhancing cooperation on a wide range of issues, including defense, connectivity, trade and investment, energy, including renewables, space, ICT, health and pharmaceuticals. Also, education and capacity building, culture, tourism, youth and people-to-people exchanges, as well as regional and international issues of mutual interest. The leaders acknowledged the importance of close interaction through existing bilateral mechanisms. They agreed to further expand bilateral trade and economic ties. They called for leveraging respective strengths in technology, finance and manufacturing. Both leaders recognized the importance of food security and agreed to enhance cooperation in the agriculture and food supply chain. India and Brunei acknowledged the importance of enhancing defense and maritime cooperation through regular exchanges of visits between the two countries. They welcomed a planned direct flight connectivity between Bandar Seri Begawan and Chennai, which will foster stronger people-to-people linkages. Both leaders recognized the important role of youth towards national development and agreed to promote greater youth exchanges between both countries. The leaders reaffirmed and reiterated their commitment to work closely in mutually beneficial areas to strengthen the ASEAN-India Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. They condemned terrorism in all its forms and manifestations and agreed on the urgent need to address climate change and enhance efforts in mitigating the adverse impacts from this rising challenge. The Sultan of Brunei appreciated India's support in hosting the ASEAN Centre for Climate Change. India's Prime Minister welcomed Brunei Darussalam's continued participation in the Voice of the Global South Summit. The Brunei media prominently covered the Indian Prime Minister's visit. A photograph of the Crown Prince receiving the Prime Minister at the Brunei International Airport was flashed on the front page of Borneo Bulletin newspaper. It also covered the Prime Minister's visit to the Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin Mosque and shows him sitting next to the Minister of Religious Affairs and Health Minister of Brunei Darussalam and being welcomed by the members of the Indian community at the mosque.